Good morning, my beautiful friends, and happy first Monday of 2020. I hope that the last 5 days have been like rocking for you and that you've taken a lot of steps towards pursuing your dreams and your goals and all the things. So, I wanted to talk today about listening to your mean girl and overcoming her. And I would say mean boy, but I don't think I have any boys that watch these recordings, at least not yet. Goals, right? But so many times we hear that in order to drown out your mean girl or those negative voices inside your head, just listen to positive stuff. Listen to positive personal development, listen to your favorite playlist, distract yourself with amazing whatever, positive rah-rah, yay, surround yourself with people who believe in you, and that's how you overcome your mean girl, right? Like that's what we hear, but I am learning that that is not accurate. While that helps, yes, it's like putting a Band-Aid on a bullet wound, right? The most effective way to master your mean girl is to listen to her and to figure out what it is that she is telling you, and then do everything in your power to overcome that lie, right? And the most effective tool that I have found to mastering your mean girl is to write down those things that you're hearing. And I'm actually listening to the book Start right now. And this is something that he says specifically, that when you hear those negative voices, and no one has a positive internal voice. Like, I mean, there are moments of positive internal, like, yeah, I'm the best, I can do anything. But the majority of your internal thoughts are, you're not enough. You're not skinny enough. You're not healthy enough. You're not a good enough mom. You're not a good enough teacher. You're not a good enough wife. You're not a good enough whatever, fill in the blank. You aren't doing this and this and this and this and this and this. And we like nitpick every little thing that we're striving to do better, right? And the second we write it down and figure out what it is that our internal voice is telling us, our limiting beliefs do not like to be shown publicly, right? And when you write them down, you are truly able to uncover them and unmask them and give them a voice, and they don't like to be seen, right? In the book Start, he talks all about how fear, which is really where your mean girl comes from, right? It either tells you you're too late or you have to be perfect. And it's one of those two lies. And it's the same lie for every single one of us, right? We wake up on Monday morning and we're like, oh my gosh, it's already too late. Like, we're already so behind. We can't do the things that we want to do like we should have done, blah, 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 last week or over the weekend or whatever. Like, it's Monday morning and we're already like, I'm so behind, I'm late, I can't do it, right? And it's like, what, 8:18 on Monday morning? Like, we couldn't have more week if we tried. Yes, for my people in Mountain Standard Time, it's only 7:18 for me because I'm Pacific time. But we have so much time to accomplish whatever it is that we want to do. Yes. So pay attention to that fear in your head. Pay attention to what that fear is telling you. Is it telling you it's too late, or is it telling you that you have to be perfect? And truly listen to that voice and write it down. Yes. Personal example, this happened like the day I was listening to that part in the book. I was working really hard to find people that want to work out with me and start Barre Today with me. And the fear in my voice or in my head was like, no, like, you need to stop finding people and you need to start thinking about what you're going to do after the group starts on Monday. Like, you need to figure out, okay, sure, maybe you find all these awesome people to work out with you come Monday, but what are you going to do after that? What are you going to do with all the people who want to start with you after Monday? Like, you need to stop finding people now, and you need to start worrying about what it is that you're going to do come Tuesday. And like, the more I identified it and like figured that out, I was like, that makes no sense at all. Like, why do I need to stop finding people now and start worrying about how I'm going to help people come Tuesday? Like, I can worry about that come Tuesday. Yeah. I don't need to worry about that right now. I need to help the people who want my help right now. And so the more you truly give that fear and that limiting belief a voice, and you write it down and you identify it, the more ridiculous you're able to realize it truly is. Yes. And I can't remember which book of hers it is. I'm pretty sure it's in the book 5 Second Rule. But one of my very favorite parts that Mel Robbins talks about, and one of my favorite things I've ever gotten from her, is that there's no point in living the fear twice. If you're afraid of something, do not be sitting here living in the fear that it's going to happen, 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 right? Because then when it happens, you've already lived through it once before, and now you have to live through it twice because it actually did happen, right? Just live your life and be present in the moment, because that's all we have is now, right? And worry about the things that are going to happen when they actually happen, and don't just be afraid of what could happen maybe in the future. Yes. And I think so many of us, especially as moms, especially as women, like, we are so guilty of living in that what if fear, and that what if loop and what if cycle. Yes. So identify it, figure it out, listen to it. Don't drown it out. Yes, listen to personal development. Yes, do the things that make you feel better, but do it intentionally, focusing on that fear that you have. And you know what that fear is because you've been listening, because you've been paying attention. Then you can fix going back from the example earlier, trying to fix a gunshot wound with a Band-Aid, right? You can fix the gunshot wound with the proper tools and things that you need to heal a gunshot wound, right? You can make your personal development very intentional and very specific to the mean girl in your head and the things that you are personally struggling with, rather than just whatever rah-rah, yay stuff someone else may or may not have suggested. Yes. And you can truly make it very intentional and personal to your own healing. Yes. So I really just want to challenge you to pay attention to the fear that you have. Really, really strive to be present in the moment now and not live that fear twice, and be truly intentional about your own growth and the things that you can do to master that mean girl and fight through it. Yes. So that's part 1. Part 2, I wanted to briefly talk about, because if I ended the recording now, it'd be, like a grand total of like 8 minutes. It's fine, which would be good. Sometimes it's nice to watch a really short recording. But for those of you who want a little bit extra for your nutrition bootcamp call this morning, I wanted to talk about Miracle Morning and the concepts of it. So many times I talk about Miracle Morning and people are like, I refuse to wake up early. Like, it just does not work for me. It is not in my makeup. I am a night owl. I cannot do it. And so I just want to challenge you to listen to the principles and know that it does not have to be in the morning. Yes, the book is called Miracle Morning because there's so much science and so much research behind getting things done early in the morning, because you just woke up, you're fresh and whatever. There's nothing that you're not drained from a whole day of whatever. But if you can't do these things in the morning, that's okay. It's better to get them done throughout your day or at the end of your day than not do them at all, right? And in the book Start, again, that I'm listening to, he talks about this, that if you're striving to be a better person, just rescue 30 minutes. And I love that he uses that verb, like rescue 30 minutes from your day. And I know like the first thought is that like fear, right? Mean girl, whatever. I don't have 30 minutes. Yes, you do, right? You're wasting time scrolling social media, or you're wasting time on Netflix, or you're wasting time going to the bathroom longer than you need to, or like whatever. There is somewhere in your day, if you are truly paying attention to it, that you fall into the habit of wasting time somewhere. And for me, I'm like, well, really, no, like I don't have extra time because I don't watch TV at all. Okay, Bryn, but how often are you just like sitting on the couch watching a movie with your kids where you could be doing something intentionally? Yes. Or and is that to say you're never allowed to rest or take breaks? Like, no, you are allowed to rest and take breaks if that's your sole purpose. Like, I am resting, I am taking a break, right? Rather than like, oh, I just found myself sitting here on the couch for an hour and a half with my kids and called it play. Like, it's not play, right? Rescue 30 minutes from your day, and I promise it's there. You just have to look for it. Yes. And he says, rescue 30 minutes each day to walk down your path to awesome. If you can't, then you may not be ready for awesome. If your dream isn't worth 30 minutes, you've either got the wrong dream or you're just pretending you have one. You better go back to average. Nobody gets up early on the road to average. Nobody stays up late on the road to average. You're safe on the average road. And the whole book is about overcoming average and how to be awesome in your life, right? So find that 30 minutes each day that you can rescue. And you can totally do a miracle morning in 30 minutes. You can do a miracle morning in 6 minutes. Yes. He talks about in the book Miracle Morning how his miracle morning takes about 2 hours because it's grown into this beast of awesomeness, right? And I'll be real, my miracle morning has grown into about an hour and a half to 2. Excuse me, I have the hiccups. To 2 hours, but it doesn't have to be. Like, there's been times that I'm on vacation and I make my miracle morning 6 minutes so that I can still get all 6 things in, the lifesavers, every single morning, no matter what, right? And I'll be real, there's lots of days that I don't. And but I'm really striving to make that a goal, that I do all savers every single day. So what they stand for, and again, this doesn't have to be done in the morning just because the book is called Miracle Morning. They stand for silence, affirmations, visualization, exercise, reading, and scribing. Okay, that's savers. And they're your lifesavers, right? Silence can be prayer. It can be meditation. It can be any of those types of things, but just sitting still, intentionally breathing, praying, just being quiet, being still, silence, right? I personally choose to do the app Insight Timer. It's free, and there are hundreds, if not thousands, of free meditations that are guided, because I'm not someone who can like shut my brain up enough to just like sit there in silence for whatever. But I can listen to, it's essentially personal development with my eyes closed. Yes. It's just like listening to something. The person is telling me what to think about, what to do, where I should be breathing, what I should be thinking about. There's ones that have affirmations inside of them. Like, I love. Meditation is becoming part of my favorite, like the 10 minutes that are my favorite part of my day, because it's just a really good time to just like unplug and just breathe and be still. Yes. And my son is awake 99.9% of the time when I meditate, but he knows, like he's learned, hey dude, I'm going to meditate and I'm going to close my eyes. And if you talk to me, I'm going to ignore you and I'm not going to say anything. And there's been times that he like looks at me and like is starting to try to talk to me, and then he's like, oh, because he knows like, okay, mom's sitting on the couch. I always sit in the same spot to meditate. My eyes are closed and I've got both my AirPods in. Like, he knows, okay, mom is meditating, and even if I talk to her, she's going to ignore me. Like, and I never don't ignore him, if that makes sense, because if I ever talk to him during my meditation, then he would be like, oh, okay, I could actually talk to mom during this, and she would really talk to me. Like, I intentionally like fight really hard to like, no, don't answer him. And dad's in the other room. If it's a real emergency, like I can hear, my AirPods are not the noise canceling ones. Like, I can hear him. So I would know if it was a real emergency, whatever. It's my time to meditate. And I try to meditate for at least 5 to 10 minutes every single day. And like I said, it's become one of my very favorite things. And that app is called Insight Timer if you want to use it. So again, like, I share that with you that my son is awake, because so many times people are like, well, I don't have time to myself to do it, right? And that's okay. Do it with your kids around, yes? And just help them learn that I'm not going to talk to you. Just say no for 10 minutes and it's okay, right? Okay, affirmations. I've done a call pretty recently about how to create your affirmations, but I'll just briefly say a couple ways that you can make them. But I would always, always, always make sure that your affirmations are action-based. Yes, so it's not just like, I am awesome, I am skinny, I am amazing, right? Like, having your affirmations be, because I blah, 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 I am accomplishing blah, 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 blah. And so that every day when you're reading them, it's not a lie that you're reading and like, well, that's not true. Well, that's not true. Well, that's not true. Well, that's not true. And then you don't have a negative relationship with your affirmations. It's because I work really hard to watch a nutrition video every single day, and because I practice dinner and done, I am mastering emotional eating, right? Like, so that gives me concrete steps of, okay, I need to make it a priority to watch nutrition videos every single day, and I need to make it a priority to do dinner and done. And because I do those things, I am overcoming emotional eating, right? So figuring out what it is that you want in life, and then making a because I statement that ends with the results, the desired result that you want. Okay. That's one way to do affirmations. Another way to do affirmations, and this is the call that I did most recently, is to write down the things that you don't like about your life. And then use the statements, more and more I feel that every day, or I can't remember what they all are. I didn't bring my Rise Up journal over here. Let me see if, I don't know if my husband's is over here, but my affirmations right now do not start with because I blah, 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 blah. They instead start with these few statements in the Rise Up journal. So it's like, more and more I feel that. So some of them start with because I love how it feels when it excites me to think, or it excites me to ... It feels good to know that ... I'm in the process of ... right? So that I wrote down, they're called contrast clarity statements. I wrote down 10 things that I don't like about my life. And it was just things like, I don't like that we have debt. I don't like that I turn to food when I'm feeling emotional. I don't like that Blake and I don't make it a priority to go on dates. I don't like that, whatever, like those types of things. And I changed it to, I don't like folding my own freaking laundry. If you know me at all, you know that about me, right? So I have an affirmation that says, let's see, where is it? More and more, where is it? I think it starts with more and more. Yes. More and more, I feel that I can and will hire someone else to fold my laundry, right? So that is one of my affirmations. And I feel more and more, I feel that I can and will hire someone else to fold my laundry. Yes, even if it's a girl in my neighborhood that gets like $10 an hour to fold my laundry. And it'll probably take her an hour and a half, and that would be the best $15 of my life that I could ever spend. Yes. It excites me to think about having a housekeeper come regularly, right? Because I hate cleaning my own house. I love having a clean house, but I hate cleaning it myself. I'm in the process of healing from emotional eating as I watch nutrition videos daily and master dinner and done. I hate that Blake and I have wanted a bookshelf and a bed frame forever, and we still don't have one because our financial goals just, I mean, we need to pay off this or whatever things first that I'm like, I can never bring myself to like, no, we need a bed frame. No, we don't. And I want one really bad, but that's one thing that I don't like about my life. Like, I hate the constant reminder that we can't afford a bed frame because we've been struggling to pay off blah, 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 blah. So it excites me to think of the day when we will have a bed frame and a bookshelf in our room because we can afford one, right? So that's another way to do your affirmations, right? So that's just a starting place. If you're like somebody who I have no idea where to even begin when it comes to my affirmations, those are some places to start. Yes. And I would really encourage you to, one, make your affirmations something that only take 2 to 10 max minutes a day. Otherwise, it's going to turn into something that you hate doing. Because there was a time when I had like so many affirmations and it took me like 20 minutes to read them all. And I got into this loop of like, I never want to do them because it takes me so gosh dang long. And you always want to, your affirmations should be something that like evokes emotion in you. And if it's ever getting to the point where it's not, it's time to revamp them. Yes, it's time to. And I just start with a blank piece of paper and I write down the ones that I remember, or I just start completely over rather than going through them all and like, okay, I'll take that one out. Okay, I'll take that one out. Because then I like remove 2 and I'm like, oh great, well now it's going to take me 19 and a half minutes instead of 20 minutes, right? So just start with a blank page and write down the ones that you know you need. Yes. Visualization. There's so many ways to do this. And this was one of the hardest ones for me to get started with. But you can do everything from like creating a Pinterest board that has all the things that you want out of your life and just like putting them on your Pinterest board and looking at it every single day. You can make a poster that you have somewhere in your house. You can make it your screensaver on your phone and take time to look at it. You can close your eyes and visualize a specific moment that is something you really desire and that you really want. You can, what I personally do right now, it's in that Rise Up planner that I was talking about earlier. There's a spot for you to write down what you want in your life in 2 to 3 years when it comes to your family, when it comes to your job, when it comes to your finances, when it comes to your faith, when it comes to your whatever, like, and I read it every single day. So I read my vision every single day and I read it out loud. Yes. So that's just a couple of ideas for you to visualize. Yes. And it is so incredibly powerful. But that always starts with sitting down and writing out what it is that you want in your life, whether it's this year, whether it's in 2 to 3 years, whether it's a 5-year vision, whether it's a 10-year vision, but taking time to figure out what it is that you want. And the stipulation is if money, if time, if resources were unlimited, what would I want my life to look like in these specific areas? Yes. And then just go write it down. If you think it, write it down, and don't let yourself be like, well, I don't have the time for that. Well, I don't have the money for that. Well, I don't have the resources for that. Like, nope. If money, time, and resources were unlimited to you, what would you want your life to look like? And you can pick the time frame, like I said, and then write it down and then portray it however you want, whatever works best for you in your brain. Yes. So I have a vision board. I can show it to you. It's right there. Yes. It's like we bought these like 6 board things from IKEA, and Blake and I were working on it last week. It's not done yet, but we have been printing out pictures and writing out words of like the vision that we have for our family in the next like 2 to 3 years. And there's things like someone else folds my laundry and we are saving for our kids' college fund. And I've been filmed in a Beachbody program, and we have a bed frame and a headboard and a bookshelf, and, you know, like we visit Utah, blah, 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 as many times as we want, because that's where my family is, you know, and that's where I work out. And I see that every single day. Yes. So that's one of the ways that I put my vision in my life, in my house. And then the other way is what I told you, that I read it every single day out loud from my Rise Up journal. Yes. Okay. The E for Savers stands for exercise. Beachbody On Demand. It's the shiz. There you go. That's all I'll say. But on those days that it's like a 6-minute miracle morning, I mean, you can't do a 30-minute workout in 6 minutes, right? But he talks about like, okay, if you're on vacation and you don't have time to get all of your lifesavers in, do 1 minute of push-ups, do 1 minute of jumping jacks, do 1 minute of a wall sit, do 1 minute of crunches, whatever. Like, just get your heart moving, pumping, get blood flowing. And that's better than absolutely nothing, right? Stretch for 1 minute, right? It's better than nothing. So love that. R stands for read. So you can read whatever you want, whether it's 10 minutes of a personal development book, 10 pages of a personal development book, 10 minutes of reading your scriptures, 10 minutes of whatever. You're just spending 10 minutes reading. Yes, at least 10 minutes, ideally. But again, if you're doing a 6-minute miracle morning, you read for 1 minute. Yes, that's better than nothing. Yeah. And you can pick whatever you want to read. So I'll leave that there. Cool. And then the last S stands for scribe. And I have changed this so many times to make it whatever works for me at that time in my life. So currently my scribe looks like I have this daily deposit journal that challenges me to write 3 things that I'm grateful for, 3 affirmations that are just quick I am statements. So I write in that as part of my lifesavers every day. And I can tell you 100%, I am totally recognizing a difference when that's the first thing I do every single day. Like, I wake up, I get dressed, I go to the bathroom, I come downstairs, I scribe. Like, that's the very first thing that I do. So that's the cool thing about these lifesavers is you can do them in order, but you don't have to. You can mix and match and whatever, just making sure you're doing all of them. So scribe is my very first thing because I want to start my day out with gratitude. And the very first thing I do is think of 3 things that I'm grateful for. And I can 100% tell you, there is a difference in my mood on the days that I start my day with gratitude and the days that I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm a grump today. Have I written in my gratitude daily deposit yet? Nope, I haven't. And it's like literally like 95% of my grumpy days are because I didn't do that first. I did something else. Or I haven't done it yet. So I absolutely love starting my day out with gratitude. And it just is like, literally, I am grateful for da-da-da. I am grateful for da-da-da. I am grateful for da-da-da. Like, it doesn't take me 12 years. It literally takes me about a minute and a half to think of 3 things that I'm grateful for. And it is literally life-changing. So that is one part of scribe. The second part of scribe for me is I write down my goals every single day. And like, I have a journal that's specifically for my goals. And I just write down the 7 goals, 1 in each area: physically, spiritually, relationship, financial, whatever, like all the 7. I have 7 goals. I write them down every single day as part of my scribe. And the last part of my scribe that's about to end, because I've challenged myself to do it for a year, and a year is up on the 30th of this month. But I've been keeping a gratitude journal for my sister because we were going through a rocky point about a year now. And I just really wanted to heal our relationship and find, like I said, gratitude will change your life. So find 1 thing every single day that I was grateful for her for. That was terrible English, but hopefully you understand what I mean. So every single day I write down 1 thing, the reason that I am grateful for her. And it has totally changed our relationship, like, immensely. So that is the last part of my scribe that I do every single day. Those are my lifesavers. Yes. And I have been doing that. I've been striving to do lifesavers every single day since 2017, June of 2017. So it's been 2.5 years. And I will tell you, the personal growth that I have achieved over the last 2.5 years is 99% because of Lifesavers and striving to make those 6 things a practice daily. And like I said, and if I haven't said it, I've thought it, there have been many days that I missed many of them. Like yesterday, I think I read and I meditated. I didn't exercise or do my affirmations or visualize or scribe yesterday. And there's been many days that all I did was exercise. And there's been many days that I did everything except for affirmations and visualization, right? Oh, and there's been many days that I do get everything, but the goal is that I am striving every single day to be conscious to do all 6. And it has really, 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 really blessed and changed my life. And like I said, like blending the 2 topics from today together, right? Like finding that fear and listening to the fear. If you take action against that fear, and you can meditate for that fear that you have. Yes, you can read for that fear that you have. You can do affirmations for that fear that you have. You can visualize having that fear removed from your life, right? Like Savers is a really, really, really fabulous way to intentionally combat that mean girl in your head. Yes, through all of those tools and resources that I just shared. Yes, so just wanted to share those things with you. I freaking love your faces. If you are watching the recording, I'm going to stop it now. I love you. I hope this was helpful, and I hope you are making 2020 amazing and forgiving yourself for your mistakes. Yes, because you're human and you will make mistakes. And as soon as you mess up on one of your goals that you have, pick yourself up, brush yourself off, and try again. Yes, because you're human and you will mess up sometimes, and that's okay. Yes, I'm doing barre, and I actually started a week ago because I'm going to have a baby soon, and I wanted to do as much of it as I could before I had a baby. And so I actually started a week before everybody else. And the affirmation for today was, I am forgiving. I don't want to mess this up because it's too good. Hold on, let me grab it. So the affirmation for today is, I am forgiving. I carry no resentment through life, only love. And I love that. And she talked so much throughout the workout today about forgiving yourself and loving yourself and carrying no resentment for yourself, whether it's in your workout, whether it's in your daily life, whether it's in your role as a fill in the blank, whatever. Carry love for yourself. Forgive yourself. Do not resent yourself. And that is how you change your life in 2020, not by being perfect. Yes, because that ain't gonna happen. I'm sorry, you're human. Okay, if you're watching the recording, I love you. I will see you next week. If you're on live, stay on live and we'll chat. But I will see you later.